Now, before I take questions, I would like to address an extremely dishonest narrative that we've seen emerging over the past few days. Many outlets in this room have been fear-mongering the American people into believing there is a constitutional crisis taking place here at the White House. I've been hearing those words a lot lately. But in fact, the real constitutional crisis is taking place within our judicial branch, where district court judges in liberal districts across the country are abusing their power to unilaterally block President Trump's basic executive authority. We believe these judges are acting as judicial activists rather than honest arbiters of the law. And they have issued at least 12 injunctions against this administration in the past 14 days, often without citing any evidence or grounds for their lawsuits. This is part of a larger concerted effort by Democrat activists and nothing more than the continuation of the weaponization of justice against President Trump. Quick news flash to these liberal judges who are supporting their obstructionist efforts: 77 million Americans voted to elect this president. And each injunction is an abuse of the rule of law and an attempt to thwart the will of the people. As the president clearly stated in the Oval Office yesterday, we will comply with the law in the courts, but we will also continue to seek every legal remedy to ultimately overturn these radical injunctions and ensure President Trump's policies can be enacted.
The first thing I would ask you is, if you are honestly standing there at the White House podium saying that you will comply with judges' orders, then why aren't you complying with judges' orders? Judges have ordered you to turn back on certain streams of revenue that you froze, and you haven't done it weeks after it's been taken care of in the courts. You are not complying with judicial orders. J.D. Vance publicly stated, we don't have to listen to these judges. And now you're going to stand there in front of the American people and lie to them and tell them that you're going to comply with judicial orders? You're not. The second thing I would say is, why are you saying that these judges are all liberal judges? We've already shown you that these judges, in some cases, are judges that were appointed by Ronald Reagan, by George W. Bush, and, wait for it, in some cases, by Trump himself. Are you telling us that Donald Trump appointed liberal activist judges? Because that's what you're trying to have the American people believe. You're trying to tell the American people that judges that were appointed by one of the most conservative presidents in American history, Ronald Reagan, one of the most far right-wing presidents in American history, George W. Bush, and judges appointed by Donald Trump himself are liberal activist judges, undermining the rule of law and weaponizing the justice system against Donald Trump. Why would he appoint such judges? The fact of the matter is that your boss, Der Muskführer, is breaking the law with every fucking stroke of his pen. Every day he violates the emoluments clause, and every day he tries to enact another unconstitutional measure. And so far, knock on wood, thank God, the judiciary is so far holding. We just need to hope that it holds for the next 4 years.